What up, guys? Alchemist and I got something nice for you, and welcome back to Build or Grill, the series where y'all submit a build to me via Discord or the YouTube community post on the channel, and y'all basically give me permission to roast your build if it's ass, or jokes of course, don't take it too deep, don't take it too serious, or I give you a shout out if your build is amazing. I think going forward after this video, of course, I'm gonna give Dolsha666 a shout out right now for submitting this build, but in the future I may do it where I don't shout your name out unless the build actually cooks. So if I do end up roasting you, no one else in the community can be toxic to you. It's just a just me being a comedian, so that it spares you, okay? It spares you, and you get the free build of me fixing it up and whatnot, okay? So today's build utilizes Mataiodoxia. If you don't know what Mataiodoxia does, it make it that targets damaged by arcane needle amidst a suspending detonation when defeated, and landing multiple arcane needles on the same target immediately triggers a larger, more powerful detonation. So basically, when I throw the arcane needle at an enemy, it put a mark on them. If I kill that enemy, it does a suspend explosion around them, suspending all the enemies in that area. And if it's like a big enemy that can't die from easily, I throw 3 needles at them, and then it'll do a suspend explosion, and everybody in the area gets suspended, even the person I threw the needles at. Defeating suspended target grant melee energy. You get melee energy based on the enemy that you kill. If it's a red name, you get a percentage. I'll probably throw the percentage on the screen, but you get percentages based on what's the rank of the enemy is. So it's easy to keep the combo going, and it don't have to be defeated from. It don't have to be defeated suspended target. It also can be if they get defeated by the arcane needle. So both give you energy back for arcane needle, and then arcane needle can also break barrier champions barriers if you ever in that situation, okay? And they wanted us to use Monte Carlo in the build, of course, because Monte Carlo gives us melee energy. It gives us 2% melee energy from just shooting a gun. You get a 25% chance of getting your full melee back when you kill an enemy with the gun. And if you got the catalyst, every time you stab somebody with the bayonet on the gun, you get 50% of your melee energy back. So I already can see the synergy so far with this build. These the mods they use and artifact mods they use in case y'all are, in case the build end up cooking. Hey, here you go, okay? They use Diviner's discount, Light Force Lead would make it that kinetic weapons gain increase ammo generation. Don't know how much, but it's a scalar, and collecting the orb power increase even more. Using Monte Carlo makes sense. Elemental benevolence to get some class ability energy if you give elemental buff to your teammates. Refresh threads, y'all already know I praise this perk so much in this game. And artifact, I think it's slept on heavily. Shoulder to shoulder, if you're playing with teammates, you get some 2x damage resistance. Elemental coalescence, so you can make more element pickups or whatever super you're rocking. We got that fresh bullet smell. Fresh bullet smell give you I think it's a ×2. Yeah, ×2 kinetic surge whenever you pick up an ammo brick, so that's 17% extra damage for your kinetic weapons. We got Shield Crush on. Y'all already know what Shield Crush is. And then we got Tangle Web. When I make a tangle, people get suspended. They want us to use Return Memory in this build and the crossbow from the Red Opaque Hourglass. I didn't know what perks was on it. I'm assuming get you one with Rolling Storm on it, since you will be using your melee a lot in this build. So if you do got one Rolling Storm, use it. I had one Rolling Storm, but I didn't have it with explosive bolts, so I didn't want to use it. I went with a different option. This will be my first time using this crossbow, by the way, because I just got it recently, so I don't know how strong it is. I'll be honest with you guys, since after the nerf. And then here goes subclass. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, now good news and bad news. Usually y'all see me with gameplay in the top right corner of me doing -50, but it's been brought to my awareness that Mythic, I knew I wasn't tweaking when I said Mythic felt easy. Mythic has been reduced to being hard difficulty. If you don't know, hard difficulty is basically -40 or -30. Yeah. It's no longer very hard. The enemies in there are no longer -50 and up. It used to be -50 to -70. That's why it's so easy to do Mythic now. And Same thing with the raid. The 5 feats in raid used to be -50 power fighting enemies in there. Now it's -40. So now my gameplay in the top right corner gonna be mostly -40 content, because it shouldn't be no situation you doing -50. Even with modifiers getting your light level up and stuff, you should never ever have the enemies freaking +50 than you. If they +50 than you, you're doing horrible with setting up your modifiers on the missions, is basically what I'm saying. Okay, now we're gonna take this into my favorite lost sector to test out. Well, not lost sector, solo op portal to test out builds. I like doing the portals instead of mythic because the portal has champions in it, so you know, test out the build against champions, because champions are annoying. We're gonna make this -40, so we're gonna just add some modifiers until it says, can we beat this activity without ever dying? That would be the I guess I'll say the requirement. That would be the requirement for this one. Can this build cook without ever dying? I will call out if I die because of skill issue. If I end up effing up, that's my fault and not the build fault. I will call that out. But if the build not cooking, then it's the build fault and not my fault. But we finna test it out now and see how it works. Let's see if Shaw pulled it off here. Let's see if Zolshah cooked. Let's see if Zolshah cooked. Now I'm assuming it should cook a little bit from me just shooting Monte Carlo. But we'll see. I have a different idea for Mataiodoxia, but right now threadlings are so busted in this sandbox. Like, you know, I don't know if I would opt in on. Of course, I got stuck. I don't know if I would actually opt in on Mataiodoxia, to be honest. Y'all know I'd rather use my stag build. Okay, so far, even though I'm shooting, oh my god, even though I'm shooting, we just gonna shoot this crossbow. I never used it before. I want to have fun with it. So okay, I need spam. Okay, we got Helion on. I need to make sure, get that bow back. I need to make sure I spam my class, my riff. I need to spam my riff because we got that. How do we get frost armor? I got the wrong super on. I am so sorry. We supposed to have Song of Flame on, but that shouldn't make too much of a big deal. We gonna keep it moving. We gonna keep it moving. Put this out. Throw my grenade. Okay, it died. It's dying. Helion with the synergy of suspending them, working pretty well. Okay, that man promoted himself. That man employee of the month apparently. So right now, I better not die. So right now, Monte Carlo is working, but not as much as I thought it would be doing. We finna pop Prismatic once the champion spawns. Once the champion spawns, we gon' there you go. We're gonna shoot the crossbow. I'm gonna get hit by something. I don't know what it is that's doing that much damage, but you gotta chill out. Okay. Picked it up. Good to know I don't have to have the crossbow out to pick up the boats. We're gonna pop our class item again to get the Helion out. Okay, I'm trying to spam my melee because that's the whole point of the build, right? I just feel like the explosion of the Mataiodoxia is just not big enough, personally. Crossbow. I should have put a riff out. That was all my bad. That was my bad. I should have put a riff out instead of shooting a crossbow. That's my bad. That's my bad. That was my bad. Okay. We got lucky. Our Tangle right there suspended him. Okay. The initial went off, which was excellent as well. We do have Prismatic again, which is good. So our bread and butter is literally trying to get Prismatic as much as possible, because then we can just spam throwing 3 needles all day to suspend immediately with the bigger explosion. So I guess that's what I should be doing with Monte Carlo. I'm trying to figure out the gameplay loop here to make it work successfully a lot. So maybe I should just spam 3 needles. This is what I'm thinking right now in my head, y'all. This is what I'm thinking in my head right now to make this a little bit more compy. I should spam 3 needles, right, to immediately get the suspend explosion, and then I should kill somebody with the arcane needle doing that. Allow me to pull the bayonet form out on Monte Carlo to stab somebody to at least get a good chunk of melee energy back. Right? Okay, we did that. Okay, that worked pretty well. That worked pretty well. And we got some energy, a good chunk of energy back from killing, you know. Well, we got this super, so this is what we're gonna rock right now. Oh, we got energy back from killing suspended enemies at that moment. Not good, not good. Put our riff. Ooh, I got hit by the guy behind me, the Cyclops. I wouldn't say that was my fault. I wouldn't say that was my fault. I would say that's the build lacking survivability. I would say that's the build lacking survivability. Not only that, I would say the build lacks lethality. I'll say the build lacks lethality. But we do have our Prismatic back again, so now I can go crazy. This Wyvern not playing, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, it's the Wyvern. The Wyvern not playing. He's promoted. He's promoted, so he's doing more damage. So maybe, but then again, though, I can't say it's not the build, because you will run into stuff like this, and it's like the build gotta cook. You know what I'm saying? The build gotta cook. And the Wyvern's rushing me down, literally. I'm trying to dodge. Boss also shooting at me. Okay, we did get the Proc Devourer, thank God. Okay. Bruh. I threw that at the wrong person. So right now, the huge issue here is this is Empowerment Rift. We got Empowerment Rift on. Is this the rift he told me to put on? This is the rift he told me to put on. Oh my God. So yeah, that I see what the huge issue here. I see what the huge issue here. Oh my God, bro. Just crossbow. Yikes. Alright, we're going to orbit. We're going to orbit. Just to double check. Is this the... Was that the riff he told me to put on? Okay. So this build got 2 issues. One, survivability. I think that's the main issue here. What the hell? Why do we have Empowerment Rift on instead of Healing Rift? We literally have nothing in here for survivability. We got Empowerment Rift on instead of Healing Rift. We don't have we put that Song of Flame on. We literally have no DR in this build. we don't have, why do we not have Facet of Protection on? Why? Why do we not have Facet of Protection on? Why we don't have Healing Rift on? We can even win Healing Grenade if you want a Restoration in this build, because we're not using our grenade for anything else. Oh my god. Oh my god. We got a lot to work here. Okay, we got a lot. This is a grill for show. This is a grill for show. It felt good at first, but man, we got some problems here. So, Monte Carlo, it works when you're doing a build that relies off of one melee, but trying to use it to do the 3 melee combo ain't the play here. Ain't the play here. It feels good that Monte Carlo helping you get the needle back, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Since we know that the needle comes back, you get a good chunk of the energy, melee energy from killing suspended enemies. Why won't we use something like Wishkeeper that can suspend people whenever it want to, when you shoot at the ground or whatever, or use the new rocket pulse rifle that literally suspend people after you shoot it twice and then hold the reload button, and it's a strong weapon. This weapon right here is dumb strong. So why wouldn't we just pour into the factor of killing suspended enemies for damage here? Your special weapon is okay. The crossbow, I can't say the crossbow don't do damage. You know, artifact. If we suspended people all day, why don't we have Cauterized Darkness on that give us a 30% increased damage with our solar weapons, so that the rocket sidearm can do 30% more damage? Okay, why is this not on? I preach about this perk in all my build videos. Why isn't this perk on? What else? What else is here that we don't need Monte Carlo doing extra damage? Okay, Monte Carlo is purely here for giving us melee charges. So you could just put energy acceleration on to make it that your rocket sidearm do even more damage. Another thing too is I don't think we need Helion in this build, especially since you're not rocking Cauterized Darkness, so it wasn't even getting the 30% extra damage. I would say just go straight Weaver Skull, making it that you have more lethality in this build, and you get your class ability back quicker whenever your Threatlings do damage, allowing your Threatlings to get to proc Devour for you, and you can stack that with the Threatling artifact perks that are broken right now in the game, that make it that Threatlings do insane damage. And you're gonna be doing Unraveling with Arcane Needle and stuff, so that'll be making more Threatlings for you, and you just having Threatlings there doing damage for you while you shoot enemies with Monte Carlo, so it don't feel like you're tickling them. And you will get an extra fragment slot, which will allow you put on Facet of Protection, you know, and then you can take all sacrifice. We're using Unraveling rounds all day with Arcane Needle, so getting the darkness bar ain't the problem. Getting the light bar up is the issue here. You could run Elemental Facet of Hope to get your class ability back quicker, or you can go where is it? Right here, defeating targets afflicted with stasis or strand debuff grant light transcendence energy. Because we're gonna be using Arcane Needle that does Unraveling, so we get some light energy from killing those enemies that's getting unraveled. So that's the change I would make, right? This right here doesn't do much for us because we ain't really getting light kills, we're getting dark kills. This just give us our grenades back quick. I guess you can spam Threatening grenades if we're gonna be rocking around with Facet of Balance on. We can rock, yeah, but I would just say just go Facet of Hope and just yeah, I would say just go Facet of Hope so you get your class ability back quicker even more, so you can spam Weaver Call non-stop if that's the route we're taking. Personally, for survivability, you could go Storm Grenade and put on an Arc special weapon like Unfall, for example, or since using a crossbow, that's an arc weapon as well. So that whenever you get kills with them, you'll get amplified, which will give you at least 15% damage resist in this build. You get what I'm saying? Song of Flame, you could go Restoration, or you can go Needle Storm. I heard you debate on that one. I say Needle Storm. Let's just go full. Just full send the Threatlings here, okay? To help with the lethality in this build. Let's just full send the Threatlings. And yeah, I say just go. Well, now you can go with the solar idea if you're gonna use Color of Darkness. But if you're not gonna use Color of Darkness, you could just go Unfall, right? You just go Unfall with a Storm Grenade on, so you get amplified when you kill enemies with Unfall and your Arc Crossbow. Because it don't seem like you're trying to use Color of Darkness in your build. Even though you could, because there'll be Strand debuff, making your solar weapons do 30% more damage. So it's all up to you. So if you are using Solar Steel, then use Color of Darkness in your build. I would change the artifact to these 3 barriers, right? And then I would go Fiber and Flame. You're using well, nah, you only use Kinetic and Solar, so you don't need that. But if you're rocking Needle Storm, tightly woven, and then you'll put on Threatening Proliferation. We're not using a strand weapon, even though I think the new Rocket strand weapon or Mint Retrograde would still go great with this. Especially the new strand exotic Rocket Pulse Rifle, because it suspend people, which means if you kill suspended people, you get melee energy, right? Sometimes just kill too quick so it never suspend the person, but you catch my drift. You catch my drift. But this says defeating strand debuff targets increase your chances of making Threatlings, right? So I'll just throw these on, right? Well, maybe you have to use the strand weapon for this part. So this is a free slot for you on whatever you decide to put it on, right? You could still go with Light Forge, but you want to have at least Pack Tactics on to make your Threatlings do more damage. Refresh Threads on. Then I would go Energy Acceleration, Colorado Darkness, Threaded Blast, because you can't throw your needle at the tangle if you wanted to. But let's take Threaded Blast away. If you ain't gonna do Threaded Blast, then you can by all means go shoulder to shoulder, that fresh bullet smell, whatever you decide to do in that slot. And then lastly, Shield Crush and Tangled Web. Easy peasy, right? Mods, I already put Kinetic Siphon on. You had 2 of them on, but put 1 on for your weapon. I know you probably didn't have a tier 4 helmet to get the energy for that, but yeah, I'm rocking Arc Weapon right now, so I'll put Arc Siphon on. Arm Piece, I think everything cool in Arm Piece. Even the melee kickstart, I guess we can go that route, right? This cool too, I guess. I'm not gonna mess with this. If you want to do charged up, you can. Up to you. It's not really a big deal here. You're trying to get that extra energy from using melee kickstart. I understand. You do not need 2 invigorations on. You would go invigoration and orbs of restoration to get that extra energy. And then you need better already on. Always have better already on. So when you pick up an orb power, you start your health regen. You need survivability when you're doing harder in content. Even if it's just -40 and -40 is easy, you still want to have some type of survivability on. You ain't trying to go just balls to the wall and have nothing to protect you. And then this is fine. You know, powerful. I put Outreach on, so now you pop your Rift, you get melee energy and Reaper. And we should be popping our melee energy a lot more now with Weaver Call on instead of Helion, okay? Now, let's go back in there to see if we can beat it a lot easier with this setup going on, okay? All right, we back at it. Let's see how this build do now that I fixed it up, okay? Again, I still believe Mataiodoxia got power crept right now from the artifact being Threatling focus with Weaver's Call. I don't think there's a reason to use Suspend. It's better just go balls deep with Threatlings right now. We're gonna do this. And we're gonna shoot him. I'm trying to get amplified. This guy's running. To that grenade. So we got Devour in this build now. We got a way to get Amplified in this build. We got a Healing Rift now. And we got a way to get our light bar up quick as well, since we rocking 2 light weapons. And now we got darkness getting up more often from us using Threadlings. Okay. And of course we got Whipping Mill with our Threaded Needle one. So now we got the survivability we need for this build. Hello? Alright, I was gonna say. Man, try to be sneaky. Yep. Drop this rift. We're gonna go Transcendence. Pop them up again. Yep. Suspend. We cooking now. We cooking now. Ooh, we back. We so back. We so back. Okay. Drop our rift. Throw our grenade. Oh my god, bro. And we already got our darkness bar maxed out now. Come back to my children. Come back to me. I have too much fun using Warlock now, bruh. You see how busted, golly, busted these goddamn Threadlings are now? All the bust Bungie gave to it. I don't care about them doing what they're doing. Alright, the crossbow is really strong. It just takes forever for that explosion to go off, and it takes forever for it to shoot. That's my only issue with it. That's my only issue with it. Let's stick drift. I ain't gonna say stick drift, bro. I have learned whenever I'm wired in and not lagging, that never happened to my controller ever in Destiny. It's a server thing. It'd be some latency issue. It'd be picking up some late goddamn movements I'll be doing. Bro, we got Transcendence back so quick too. This is fire. This is a build. This build cooks. This build cooks now. Again, I think I still prefer the stag spamming Threadlings all day on strand, pure strand, but hey, this decent too. This decent too. Cause they acting like I can't hit this dude for some reason. We got Infinite Devour on right now, so we can get over here. Throw that. Put this rift out. Start throwing. Yep. Not throwing, but start killing. Thought I killed that dude. Okay, there you go. There you go. We got what we needed. We got what we needed. Yep. Throw another rift. Put your button there. Yep. Heard him throw the grenade. Heard him throw the grenade. Yep. Then I can camp inside this rift and shoot my crossbow. Oh, that actually did some dumb damage. I ain't gonna lie. Put out some Threadlings. Throw this at the balls. Throw my super. Shoot Monte Carlo. You see how much we not really using Monte Carlo? And that's kind of crazy. I don't know. I think the rocket pulse is the right answer here. Cause we just getting kills from spamming our needles at people to suspend them. So we don't really don't need Monte Carlo here in this situation. Yeah, I don't know, guys. The rocket pulse, the exotic rocket pulse may be the answer. And you just run double special with this build. That was superb. That was superb. That was superb. Weaver Call is definitely a top tier aspect now. 100%. 100%. So what I'll change on this build is what y'all seen. And then I would probably say go 100 class ability, 100 melee, and try to get 160 weapon. Because I personally would say just full send it with new Malpus, whatever how you pronounce it. I would say full send it with this, since this rocket pulse rifle can suspend enemies whenever by just shooting twice and then letting it detonate. So that you can kill more suspended enemies. Killing suspended enemies get your melee energy back because of Mataiodoxia. And you're golden, right? As you can see, we was getting our darkness part of Transcendence up quick because of all the threatlings and us spamming Unraveling with Arcane Needle and suspending enemies. All we need was our light bar go up. But since we have Faster Devotion on, we're basically killing enemies that got darkness debuff in them, aka Unraveling. We was getting our darkness, we were getting our light bar up quick from killing enemies with the arc sidearm that was giving us amplified and light transcendence bar, and we were able to spam transcendence a lot in order to be able to spam Mataiodoxia needles 24/7 and just go crazy with the threatlings. Threatlings getting class ability, so I can spam my healing rails to stay alive. Devour get kicked in from threatling. Everything just worked better. Then we have faster protection on for that damage resist, and then we had faster to hope on to give our class ability back even quicker. Now, you could argue you could take that off and put this on, where if you did want to use Monte Carlo, then faster to grace to get your transcendence bar up quicker using Monte Carlo. You know, you could go that route, or you can go faster dominance, and your storm grenade would joke enemies, giving you more light transcendence energy. So you could take hope off because you get your class ability back fast regardless because of the threatlings doing damage. Threatlings doing damage give you class ability energy, what we recall. So you could put dominance on to get that jolt out there, which give you transcendence energy on the light side from all the jolting the enemies in the room. Enemies are jolted and unraveled together, and it's just amazing damage. And like I said, if you go Color Out Darkness, you could go Solar, Rocket Sidearm. I just love the fact that I was able to get Amplified to make enemies miss their shots and give me some damage resistance in the build. With weapon mail from threaded from the thing, whatever. So these the mods I got on. Those the artifact mods in the bottom right as well over there. Subclass 160 weapon stat, 100 class stat, 100 melee stat. These the weapons I would say use personally, and try to put on mods that like help you get your special ammo back quicker, you know, special finders and stuff and whatnot. I had fun with this build on Prismatic, Mataiodoxia and stuff. It was strong. This the route I would take. Hope you guys enjoyed this build video. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And if you ever want to submit your build to me to try out for a build and grill, just throw it in the Discord channel of Destiny 2 builds, or throw it into the community post section on YouTube, on the YouTube channel. If you've never done it before, try it out. You may like it. It's like a Discord on YouTube. And until next time, stay up.